Alright folks, I'm going to see what this work of fiction actually says. Let me know if something interesting happens. Ow! Oh, by the elements, it's not gonna be Tal Shiar that kills me, it's gonna be my clumsiness. Now, let's see what this says. Alright, let's see this. The town and Lordrix work together to arm terrorist militias. Right. Lordrix tried to kill us. And he was selling weapons to Hirogen. Yeah. A lot of people don't have that information. I have it because I saw it firsthand. So I can see Charva believing it that. Now let's cross-reference with our files. Doran, what do you make of this?
Captain, we're getting two different stories here. One from Charva, and one from these documents. Analysis of the files shows that either Charva is trying deliberately to mislead us, or that she's being misled herself.
Could be the latter.
Since she seems to firmly believe what she's telling us, I'm not completely comfortable disregarding her information out of hand. I recommend that we speak to Commander Tal Mera on Drozana Station. She has contacts in the intelligence community that we don't. She should be able to either confirm or deny our findings.
I don't know how you know her, but I trust you, so I guess we're gonna do that. But you know what? Since I'm not on the bridge and I do have some free time, I never actually got a tour of this new ship. We basically just jumped in and gunned it for Kittimer. And I do want to see Singularity Core. I don't know why, but this place is soothing. Yeah, I think it's time to get back to the bridge. Lots of traffic on Drozana. I see Federation, I see Klingons, but this is no man's land.
Welcome to Drozana. You're cleared for docking. We have everything you need for sorting.
Let us dock.
And a few things that...
Alright, I do have a tendency to talk to myself, so I guess running with that would not be the best sign. Gentlemen. Well, everybody else seems to be in a hurry, but I'm just gonna at least appear like I'm here on leisure. Whoa. And I should not be looking at a map while I'm walking. I see.
Buy another drink. Maybe it'll bring you good luck.
Yep.
Don't worry, the table isn't rigged anymore.
Was there something you needed?
I know, this and that, have a chat. Maybe ask you for an opinion on some Tal Shiar files.
Tal Shiar files? I'm sure there's a good story behind how you came into possession of these. Let's see what you have.
Here you go.
What sort of information do you need? Personally, I'd regard anything given to you by a Tal Shiar operative with suspicion. They are masters of misinformation and misdirection.
Well, I marked down the discrepancies and I would like help smoothing over those.
We can do that. Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
Let's start with the most familiar thing to me, Vernet.
I'm detecting several abnormalities in this file. It looks like portions of it have been altered. We should corroborate these reports in order to determine which facts are actually true and which are Tal Shiar fabrications.
Yep, that's why I'm here.
Here's what we know and can confirm from our files. Deton did smuggle crates to Virenot before the attack on your colony, but they were carrying ship parts, not weapons. And he did more to help the colony without drawing excess attention. It was our group that helped your people get the water reclamation equipment they needed to support a healthy population. And yes, we spent a great deal of time and money gathering information about both the Federation and the Klingon Empire. But we're not planning an attack. Why would we? Instead, we're gathering all the intel we can about the political climates of both factions.
From what I found on Virenot, that does make sense, but do we have references for that?
Deton has been working with colony leaders for years, including the Maori and others at Virenot. However, since the Empress and the Tal Shiar often retaliate against people who are friendly to our movement, in the past, we've tried to keep those contacts as quiet as possible. Your colony had some talented engineers who were willing to help flotilla ships. Deton provided crates full of ship parts, smuggled from other friendly settlements. Your engineers repaired Allied ships who needed help. But Deton is a man of peace. I can't ever see him wanting to smuggle weapons, especially not to a civilian site.
I would say that's very close-minded of you, but in this instance, I do agree. Now let's move on.
Of course, because the people at Virenot risked their safety to help our ships, Deton helped them in return. One of the ways the Tal Shiar keeps control over colony worlds is by denying or diverting needed supplies. Before the attack, Virenot's population had outgrown its water treatment capabilities. They tried to acquire another water filtration unit, but were blocked by lost shipments, denied paperwork, and other bureaucratic hassles. It could have meant disease and deprivation for your people. So the Maori reached out to Deton. He provided the water reclamation equipment Virenot needed, and even helped the colonists conceal it so it couldn't be damaged in a convenient accident.
No need to explain that to me, I get it. I would probably do the same thing.
And yes, we do spend a great deal of time and effort gathering intel on both Starfleet and Klingon Empire.
You're
but
just
we're not
doubling what you
studying
said
their
already. Can we
defenses.
move on?
I'm not saying that Deton is a complete innocent. None of us are. The political information could be used to sway decisions in our favor. The ship part and water reclamation equipment were smuggled illegally. But you have to look at the intent behind Deton's actions. He's trying to help people, not tear them down.
I prefer looking at actions than intent, but I do agree. Now, let's move to another file.
I've seen some interesting works of fiction, but nothing that compares to this. Deton and Lortrix working together on a Riemann mining colony? I don't think so. Can you see Deton in a dilithium mine? And Lortrix was storing weapons for Deton? Why? There have to be better places we can stash supplies than in an enemy colony.
Well, it is unexpected.
And this section about Deton working with Klingons to target colonies for terrorist attacks is ridiculous. Neither Deton or the Empire would do such a thing. The Klingons may be warlike, but they won't engage a civilian target without a reason. I'm detecting that sections of the file have been altered. That's probably why it reads like a bad spy story.
Hey, that's the best kind of spy stories.
According to my records, Deton was in contact with the Klingon Empire, but he was talking to them about which colonies needed agricultural aid. And there were weapons on Chaltok, as you well know. But not only were they making weapons for the Hirogen, they were targeting Romulan militia targets, including the flotilla.
This could be
Now, I
your
didn't
day.
realize that Lortrix and Deton knew each other, but apparently they do. They interacted once during negotiations during a workers' strike at a Riemann mining facility. It's funny how people from such different worlds and outlooks can interact.
Now I'm even more confused as to why Lortrix attacked us.
I think the
In the name of
Tal
Tal
Shiar
Shiar.
are conducting quite an effective smear campaign against Deton and our movement. It's our responsibility to see through their deceptions.
Let's just move on.
I didn't realize that the Tal Shiar had transferred prisoners to the Kinkuthanza system penal colony. Probably because there isn't a penal colony in the Kinkuthanza system. That's not the only discrepancy I'm detecting in this file. There's distinct signs of tampering. We need to figure out what they altered, and why.
Well, as you've proven, that's your specialty.
Here's what I know. Most Tal Shiar prisoners fall off the grid completely. We don't know where they're taken, or what's being done to them, and that troubles Ditan a great deal. We have, however, heard of a Tal Shiar facility called Installation 18 that appears to be a holding facility. Some prisoners would likely be taken there. As far as I know, your friend's sister has never been in the Theban system, much less been captured there. We did lose a militia ship there a few weeks ago, and one of my agents, Sub-Commander Avron, is still in Tal Shiar custody. Avron was trying to steal supplies from a Tal Shiar convoy when he was captured. It was risky, but they had critical supplies we couldn't get any other way.
So what's your opinion on the changes?
Did Ditan know about the plan to attack a Tal Shiar convoy? Yes. Does that make us criminals and terrorists? That's something you're going to have to decide for yourself.
Considering what I've seen, I say hit them harder.
We're fighting for our independence and the future of the Romulan race. We're short on supplies and allies and beset by enemies that see nothing wrong with murder, torture, and kidnapping. And they call us the terrorists. We've had to make some difficult decisions. Some of them have led us down roads that none of us wanted to take. But nothing we've done is anything as terrible as what the Tal Shiar is accusing Ditan of doing. There are no innocents in a war, and that includes Ditan. At least his motivations are clear. And I can't see what the Tal Shiar has to gain by framing him for these crimes.
Propaganda, internal stability, whatever they want.
Captain, Jarva's convinced that these files are genuine. She wouldn't be pushing us this hard otherwise. We need to sit down and show her the discrepancies we've discovered, preferably in front of a Tal Shiar computer, so we can open her eyes to the truth.
Dawn, secure channel.
If we contact her and say we're ready to join the Tal Shiar, but we need to discuss these files first, maybe she'll take us somewhere where we can prove to her that she's been lied to. There's a subspace communications hub in the lounge on Drozana Station's observation level that we can use to contact Jarva.
As much as I agree, next time, call me on a secure channel first. Oh, by the elements, that guy really acts before he thinks.
I wasn't expecting to hear from you so soon. Are you ready to join the Tal Shiar?
I'm ready to discuss it.
I take it that everything I provided checked out to your satisfaction?
I do have some questions, though.
That's a fair request. The Tal Shiar maintains a clandestine network of satellites throughout the quadrant. There's a listening post that's part of this network in the Aja system. It's near your current position and off the trade routes, so we should be able to meet privately. It's also connected to the rest of the Tal Shiar network, so we can go over the data in detail. I'm glad you've seen the light. You're joining the right side.
Direct out. What indeed? Yeah, alright. I'll talk to her. But something just happened on the station. Oh, what? No, thank you. What in the elements? Is this a normal thing here? Nobody else seems to mind. Or am I finally going insane? Commander Talmera.
Was there something you needed?
What do you know about the Aja system?
It's remote and has little strategic value. If you're planning some shore leave after this is over, I'd suggest you go to Ryza instead.
I'll keep that in mind, but I need to go to the Aja system now.
I can tell you, you're probably flying into a trap. The Tal Shiar invests a great deal of time and effort to spin a web of lies. They don't look favorably on people who try to expose them for what they are. If you're going to go, at least take some backup.
Could you contact Starfleet for me?
That won't be too difficult. You've made a lot of friends. Send out a subspace burst if you need some assistance in the AZA system. They'll be waiting for your signal.
In case you have trouble getting through bureaucratic red tape, look for Captain Harvson. I fought alongside him. He's a brilliant man. Oh, by the elements, the amount of repetition that I'm going through is, well, kind of poetic. Mulrihan want to beam up. Well, set a chord for Aza. Or Aja. I guess it depends on the dialect. Anyways, let's go.
Captain, we're detecting another ship in the system. It's Charva's ship, the IRW Aethra. They're signaling to us that Charva has already beamed over to the listening post, and that you and I should join her. But they say only us. We can't take a full away team.
Well, whatever happens, you will keep your backs to the wall at all time. Take us in nice and slowly. We're not in a hurry. We're relaxed.
I hope we're able to make Charva see reason. She doesn't seem willing to accept that Tal Shiar is at the root of many of the problems of the Romulan people. It's not going to be easy to convince her.
Well, if the truth doesn't, nothing will. Now shut up before she hears us. Charva, meeting face to face, finally. I do gotta apologize for some things I said. I didn't have the info I have now.
I am so glad to hear that you are considering my offer of joining the Tal Shiar. They offer safety and stability to all Romulans. You will not regret your decision.
Of course, but could we just smooth over these little doubts I still have?
I cannot blame you for wanting to do your due diligence. Seeing as you are about to join our ranks, I do not think the Tal Shiar would mind if we took a look at some of the intelligence files used to generate the reports I gave you. Just do not tell any of my superiors that we did this. You do not have clearance yet.
Swear on my life and my name. I'm not gonna rat you out.
This cannot be right.
What is it?
It appears as if some of the information that was included in the report I gave you does not line up with what is here. Several of the facts have been changed either here or in the report, and the results skew any conclusions that could be drawn.
Yeah, the same happened in other files, that's why I called you here. Let's check those. Right, Virnat, what does this say? Charva?
But I thought...
Is something wrong?
These recordings don't line up with the report either. What's going on here? Who could have tampered with this evidence?
I don't know. I'm just here because it didn't make sense to me. Is at least this one right?
Has this file been tampered with?
Oh, come on,
This is
really?
the same story as the others. This evidence doesn't match the report I shared with you. You knew about this, didn't you? That's why you had me look at these files. Did you alter this data to make me look bad? Are you trying to sabotage my career with the Tal Shiar?
Okay, think about this. When would I have had the chance? Exactly. Now, can we talk in a civil manner? Oh boy. Dovan, weapons at the ready. Well, they're not shooting yet. Centurion, you seem to be in charge here.
We were sent here by Commander Morris to take you into custody. You are accused of undermining the Romulan Empire and crimes unbefitting of a
Waiting on your
Romulan.
mark, Dovan.
Tovan Kev. You are...
Nice timing, man. What? Ow! That hurt! Get down! Alright, we're clear here. Yeah. Okay.
We need to get out of here and return to our ship before the Tal Shiar send any more troops down here.
Yep.
Charva, you should come with us. You won't be safe with the Tal Shiar.
Well, Rehan, free to beam up.
I've been informed by my Tal Shiar superiors that you and Charva are now to be considered enemies of the state.
You know we're not going down without a fight. Oh, impressive.
If you insist, how about a fleet of Tal Shiar warships? Will that convince you to surrender? Think of your crew. Spare them the pain and suffering this meaningless gesture will cause.
Really impressive. But did you really think that I came here without notifying anybody? Send the burst. Oh, I like that ship. I want to fly one of those. Now it's their move. And they're powering weapons. All ships, they're powering weapons. Drop cloak and target the nearest ship. Shit, we need some help over here. Get those repair teams on the job. Right, shields are holding. Yeah, at least from this side. Hey, somebody's helping us. Where that is, we appreciate it. Oh, it's Dehu. Nice. Oh wow, that thing packs a punch. That ship is a monster. Right, is this the last one? It appears to be. Let's get that Defiant some help. And fix our whole people.
Captain, Sub-Commander Nadell is commanding the RRW Dehu. She has requested we transport Charva aboard so she can be taken to the proper authorities.
I know you're not too thrilled about that, Tovan. Honestly, neither am I. But we are following orders here. We simply do not have the time and place for her. John, true Sub-Commander.
Is this the Tal Shiar prisoner?
Yes, this is Charva. I presume you're gonna want to take her to the brig.
I'll leave you to it.
Thank you. I am sorry it had to come down to this, but I do hope you see through Tal Shiar lies now.
No, they're doing what they can for our people. I was the one who failed to live up to their expectations. And you were the one who steered me wrong. Just like Tatan has done to you.
Guess it's time to go, Toan. Nothing we can do here.
Captain, Charva was a close friend, and we couldn't even convince her of our cause. We need to find something substantial to expose the Tal Shiar.
That is no small feat. But I do think you're right.
Charva's alive, but I expect she's going to face a lot of questions from intelligence. But if we couldn't change her mind, what'll it take to convince the Romulan people? How do we gather the proof we need? For now, we've done all we can. I recommend we leave the system before any Tal Shiar reinforcements arrive.
Agreed. Let's punch it. Again with the human stuff. They really do get into your head.
You've done commendable work exposing the duplicitous nature of the Tal Shiar, but there is still more work to be done in order to actually discover what they have been up to. It's a shame that Charva is resisting our efforts to turn her to our cause. Perhaps with enough time, she'll see the Tal Shiar for the traitors to the Romulan people that they really are. In any event, you are proving to be a formidable addition to this fleet.
Thank you, Sub-Commander. So, what is my next mission?